Holy crap. Check it out. It's Sinbad. Oh, that's awesome, man. Wow, you never know who you're going to see at NAB. What's up, guys? I'm at NAB in Las Vegas. Introduce yourself to the world and tell us what you got, man.
Hi, I'm Chris from Filmic. We make FilMicPro, the gold standard for mobile video. If you've heard of shot on iPhone, whether it be a movie or a documentary, it's most likely been shot with FilMicPro. And the reason for that is we offer 4K recording at 130 megabits per second with granular color profiles and gamma curves. It's pretty cool, and really the whole idea behind this is giving a pro feature set to people who have the hardware that's already capable of it. These phones are amazing when it comes to dynamic range. With Log V2, you can take the latest generation iPhone XS and increase it to 14 stops of effective dynamic range. Basically, you are taking a phone and you're giving it the feature set of a Panasonic GH5S.
That's awesome.
And we're putting that in people's pockets. And you know, really the guiding philosophy of Filmic is to democratize the craft of filmmaking. And if you have a phone in your pocket, no matter how old it is or what its feature set is, and you have an idea, you can turn that into something amazing.
That is awesome. I notice more and more people are filming with their phones because the phones are just becoming more and more advanced.
It's like the Super 8 camera of its generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The humbling thing that I've seen is people who are filmmakers in India, Sub-Saharan Africa, Indonesia, people who are making $2, $3, $4 a day, they don't have the resources to even, you know, buy a third-hand Panasonic. But if they have an Android phone in their pocket, they can document the human experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how much would a rig like this cost, say if someone wanted to start like this?
Absolutely. So the most important part is the phone. And the price of that is going to be highly variable, whether, you know, if you have one already, basically you just have to buy the app. The app itself is not cheap by the standards of, like, say, the Android and the iOS App Store. FilmicPro, depending on your region, is right around $17. But that's just one time. We don't charge a monthly fee after that. All updates are for the lifetime of ownership. After that, there's an in-app purchase called a cinematographer kit, and that allows you to do other things. You can actually control the image before it's encoded. So you can change curves, you can change histogram equalization. If you want to raise the black point and give it a more filmic look, you can do that. If you think your shadows are too crushed, you can actually just pull the shadows up by themselves.
That's awesome.
And it goes beyond that. Not only do you get tonal controls, but you get color controls. You can manipulate individual channels to compensate for artificial lighting. You can change saturation and vibrance independently. And not a lot of people are aware, but changing these independently is very important to protecting skin tones. So you may want to decrease saturation, but increase vibrance. You give yourself a more vibrant green in the photo, but not necessarily mess up somebody's complexion. All of these are available to you if you purchase both FilmicPro and the in-app purchase, the cinematographer kit. Now, the Cine kit doesn't appeal to everyone. I would say this is more for people who are very serious about the craft. So it's a $15 in-app purchase, but again, that's just one time, and you own it as long as you own it, and it will follow you from phone to phone.
That is really awesome, actually.
And there's other things too. We get free white balance coordinates and things like that. And we have hardware integration with lots of gimbals, right? So if you're using like a DJI or a Xeon, you'll be able to control FilmicPro and actually use the actual manual cluster itself to control the app.
Nice.
Start, stop recording, change exposure and focus, things like that.
That's cool.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah. What am I looking at here? Is this also?
Yeah, this is kind of new. This is the Freefly Movi. This uses high-quality linear motors, and it means that the stabilization is exquisitely stable. It doesn't introduce any artificial vibration to the thing. This is on rails. This is super stable.
That is cool.
We love this thing.
That is cool. I wish there was a phone in here so we could demo here. Go ahead and throw it in there and then kind of give a quick demo. Shout out to these guys. Okay, so this is a perfect example of a phone with an awesome app and a gimbal, and you can do a lot with this thing.
It's found one, so we're going to go ahead and connect. Now we are connected to the gimbal. One of the beautiful things that you'll see about this is that there's not a stalk directly underneath there. The problem with that is when you're holding a gimbal from a stalk, and the center of gravity is right here underneath this center axial servo, it's going to introduce a little unnecessary axial rotation. So holding it like this kind of divorces it completely from your center of gravity. It's really nice. It's very solid.
It also lets you get into tighter spaces too. I mean, you get into something.
Absolutely does.
Something tight.
Yeah. So we've mapped a few actions to the control cluster. You can press left here to lock and unlock exposure. You can long press it and actually pull in the manual element itself, dismiss it. You can do the same thing here. You can pull in manual focus if you want to, or just dismiss it.
Awesome.
Lock, unlock, things like that. That's the nice thing about FilMicPro is you have the ability to separate focus and exposure and lock and unlock them independently to get the perfect shot. And then we have this idea of a cluster in the center, and you can shift through various states as well. If you want to go into like a full auto mode, you can do that. I'm going to go ahead and unlock that now. So now focus and exposure, you can see, is now in this fully automated state, and yeah, you just don't have to think about it. It's kind of nice. Though, as far as best practices go, I always recommend locking exposure if you have the opportunity to. Other than that, it's
very cool.
Pretty straightforward. Like you start recording, you're going.
Look at that. Say hi, man. What's up, Sinbad? Yeah, Sinbad's at NAB. Cool. All right. So thank you for the quick rundown on all your products and your app. If anybody has questions, what's your website?
FilMicPro.com.
There you go. Easy peasy.